And Victoria, yeah, I mean, this morning at this point, it kind of felt like it did yesterday, I guess.
Yeah, it felt the same, I'd say, but I felt like I had to take more time to actually defrost my car because I had the frost on the car this morning, the windshield completely covered. It took me this like 15 minutes because I didn't want to go and scrape it, you know, I just wanted to sit in the nice warm car and drink some tea. All right, but we are taking a look at satellite and radar this morning. Lots of clouds moving in along the coastline, very isolated upsloping mountain showers. Otherwise, temperatures in the teens up near Jackman, Carrabassett Valley area, single digits near Freiburg, 20 degrees in Portland and 20 in the Kennebunk area. So as we head throughout this morning, we will be seeing teens all the way from the coastline towards the lakes region and the mountains, and then we will see clouds build as we head towards the afternoon. Only looking at upper 20s, moving in through the 30s as we head throughout today. And then the late afternoon into the evening is actually going to be bringing some snow showers throughout the region, especially if you are going to be areas of Lewiston, the Augusta area. Looking at high temperatures, 32 in Portland, 26 in Farmington, 35 in Sanford. Let's talk about your total storm tracker. You see the clouds building as we head towards this afternoon, and then the snow arriving from the mountains around 5, 6 o'clock, and then making its way towards the coastline right after dark, 7, 8 p.m., and really just populating throughout the region. Areas of York and Cumberland County are going to see the least amount of snow. We're not looking at significant accumulation, but certainly some slick spots as we head towards tomorrow morning. So we'll talk all about that coming up in 10 minutes, Nora. It'll be overnight, and we're actually going to have a similar situation as we head throughout this afternoon and through this evening. But overall, some sunny skies to start with clouds building and then snow showers arriving after dark. So as we head throughout the morning, looking at some teens, and then we're going to continue to see that snow move in with the clouds building. Radar right now, nice and clear, but over the next 12 hours, we'll see temperatures move from the 20s to the 30s, looking at 33 by noontime, and then dropping back into the 30s and the 20s. Winds remain rather cool, but still going to have a significant wind chill. We're only looking at a high of 19 in Rangeley, 32 in Portland. So if you are heading out the door today, grab all of your layers, your hats, your scarf, your gloves, because you're going to be looking at the feels like values at least a couple degrees cooler. So we could be feeling like upper 20s along the coastline and close to the lower teens up north. So now taking a look at the 8-day forecast, we're going to talk about the snow that is arriving this afternoon. It's going to be around 5 to 6 p.m. across areas of our mountains, and then it'll begin to populate closer to the coastline as we head towards 7, 8 p.m. You'll notice that most of the snow is going to be from Cumberland County, Oxford County north. So we're going to be looking at areas of York County to barely see any snow. This is a very fast moving system, and it'll create very little accumulation. And it'll be out of here by 2, 3 in the morning, but it's going to be enough to create slick and slippery conditions for your Monday morning commute. And also, your Monday morning is going to be cold. We'll be looking at temperatures in the teens and only a high of 23 degrees to start the week. So it's going to be very cold there. And then temperatures even to Tuesday, we're starting out with temperatures in the single digits and then only with a high of 26 degrees. So waking up on your Monday morning looking at less than an inch for areas of York County, even the southern part of Cumberland County, greater Portland area. And then if you're kind of in the Lewiston area, Augusta, Carrabassett Valley, north of Route 2, anywhere else throughout the state, you'll be looking at potentially 1 to 2 inches. I'm more concerned of the slick weather, slick roads out there by tomorrow morning. But take a look at also the wind chills.
Definitely as we got to take the time to clear off your car a little bit with the ice, but not too bad.
Yeah, absolutely, Nora. We saw a little bit of snowfall yesterday, so you might have some slick conditions. I know it took me a second to defrost the car this morning, but temperatures are actually going to drop even more as we head towards tomorrow. So for today, though, we do have some clouds moving in along the coastline, but temperatures teens, 20s, even single digits up near areas of Freiburg, Oxford County, moving in closer to New Hampshire, 19 right now in Kennebunk and 20 in Portland. You can expect temperatures to rise to the teens all the way from the mountains to the lakes region, and for areas of the coastline, we're still going to be feeling pretty cold. High temperatures in the teens up north, 32 in Freiburg, 32 also in Portland, areas of York County coming up in the mid-30s. But we are going to be talking about a rather nice day until clouds build, and we actually have some snow moving in throughout the afternoon and then the evening hours. Let's talk about your 12-hour forecast. 29 by 10 a.m. and then 33 by 2 p.m. The clouds build, and then we will be looking at some impact weather closer to 6 and 7 p.m. Let's talk about about it with your total storm tracker now. You see these clouds building, and then we'll see snow moving in from the mountains 5 to 6 o'clock. Those are the first areas that are going to be seeing some of the snow. It then moves in pretty quickly along areas of the interior through the coastline, but it's also a fast-moving storm that'll be out of here by 1 a.m. Still bringing some slick conditions to your Monday morning commute with very minimal accumulation, but enough for you to clear off the car in the morning. So we'll talk all about that coming up in 10 minutes, as well as the colder weather ahead, Nora.
Okay, Victoria, thank you.
And then we'll also be looking at some snow later on, and then eventually moving in throughout the evening, which will bring some slick and more slippery conditions as we head throughout your Monday morning. So for the next couple hours, going to be looking at teens all the way from the coastline, the lakes, and the mountains, but we're going to be mostly sunny until the clouds arrive right after noontime. So we'll be looking at 27 through the morning, 32 through around noon, and then after 6 p.m., I'd say that we should all have our eyes that if you're heading out for dinner or on the roads, that you will have some more flakes joining you for your dinner. So taking a look at teens through the areas of the mountains, and then 32 in Windham and 32 in Portland, mid to upper 30s if you are in areas of York County. And with a look at the 8-day forecast, let's track some of the snow that'll be moving in. So right around 5 o'clock, you see how quickly the snow moves in from areas of the mountains and from New Hampshire. By 8 o'clock, the entire state, for the most part, except York County, we'll be seeing some of the flakes quickly accumulating, but we're looking at only about an inch or two for most of the state. And then if you're in York County, you won't be seeing much besides a light coating. The system is in and out of here, and already by 3 and 4 in the morning, it will be clearing out, but still going to need to quickly brush off the car and potentially scrape some of the ice, because look at temperatures tomorrow morning. 16 degrees is going to be your low, and then we'll only be looking at temperatures in the 20s for your Monday and your Tuesday. So take a look at that snowfall forecast, 1 to 2 inches, areas north of Lewiston and by central Oxford County, moving up north in areas of the mid-coast as well. Parts of York County and the greater Portland area are still going to be looking less than an inch, but if you find yourself kind of in that lake region area, that's where we could be seeing closer to an inch. All right, wind chill for tomorrow also going pretty cool. Nora, yesterday during Total Trivia, I told you that I had another word for you to guess today. A little bit of a tease, but I decided to come and do the word today.
You made good on your promise.
I did. So today we are asking you and our audience what the word albedo means. Total Trivia, please. There you go. So what does albedo mean? I have some multiple choice options for us, and of course it's weather related. So is albedo the measure of light reflected from the surface? Is it the amount of moisture in the air? Is it the rate at which pressure changes with altitude, or the measure of wind?
This is hard, and I don't even know what the root could possibly be. I did learn a new word yesterday, so we'll get another one today. I'm gonna go with a measure of light reflected on the surface.
You are correct.
Yay! And you know why I guess that?
Why?
Because yesterday Victoria taught us the word apricity, which is the warmth of the sun in winter. So I figured maybe you were inspired to do this because it's connected.
Yes, wintry.
Because,
sneaky. Yeah, when we have a more light reflected from the surface, we have lots of snow.
It's so
That's when
bright.
the albedo
Oh
is
my
super
gosh,
high.
yes.
Yep.
Good reminder to wear sunblock even in the winter.
Yes,
and sometimes
sunglasses.
we need the sunglasses in the car. Oh my gosh, I was blinded the other day.
That's why you're like, it's so sunny out.
Yeah.
A lot of the times it's the albedo.
Cool. Good to know. Albedo.
And then we're actually going to be seeing some snow showers later towards the afternoon, closer to 6 p.m. along the mountains, 7 p.m. along the coastline. But for this morning, teens and single digits all the way from the coast to the lakes to the mountains, and we're still going to be seeing nice and clear skies. But you'll notice the 12-hour forecast, 29 degrees by 10 a.m. Be sure to bundle up. Winds are remaining calm throughout the next couple hours, but still going to make feels like temperatures a couple degrees colder. So even though we're looking at the 32 degrees in Portland, it'll certainly be feeling like upper 20s. Upper 20 air temperatures near the mountains will be feeling like mid 20s. So be sure to dress for that as you do head out the door. Here with a look at the 8-day forecast, we're going to track the snow coming in later today. We'll be looking at impact weather closer to 7 p.m. and then by 8 p.m. most of the state will be looking at some light snow, eventually a little bit more moderate towards that Lewiston, Augusta area and towards areas of the mid-coast. That's where we could see some higher amounts, a little bit more isolated, closer to 2 inches as we head towards tomorrow. You see areas of York County barely getting any snow, so you guys will get mostly a coating to wake up on your Monday morning. But it's honestly going to turn more icy because look at the low temperatures as we head towards the beginning of your work week, 16 degrees. We're going to be seeing sunny skies, and then we will continue to just be cold as we head to Monday and Tuesday, warming up by Wednesday with a high of 40 degrees. All right, looking at 1 to 2 inches for most of the state. That Augusta area could be closer to 2 inches and still less than 1 inch for areas of York and honestly the greater Portland area and the Lakes region. That's kind of where we could see anywhere from less than an inch to potentially an inch as we head towards tomorrow. And then throughout the day, we're still going to be looking at wind chill values in the single digits and the teens. Even by 1 p.m., it's going to be feeling like 11 degrees in Portland. High temperatures only through the mid-20s and then teens up north. We'll look at your 8:55 on your Sunday morning. We're taking a look at temperatures in the teens and the 20s. Sunny skies, and we'll see some clouds build as we head throughout this afternoon. You'll see to 18 degrees right now in Portland, 11 degrees in the Lewis and Auburn area, and 24 in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Now today, for the most part, a pretty nice day, but of course, temperatures in the 20s and the 30s. We see snow moving in around 5 to 6 p.m. tonight, continuing through about the wee hours of tomorrow morning. And so we'll be looking at impact weather for tonight for some slick conditions. And then some of us, as we head throughout your Monday, are going to be looking at feels like temperatures below 0, and then winds will create a bit more of a wind chill factor there. So take a look at your total storm tracker. Clouds continuing to build, and I'd say areas of the 95 corridor are going to see the most amount of snow. We're only talking about 1 to 2 inches. Fast moving system, and areas of York County will see the least amount of snow, less than an inch there, Nora.
Okay, I'll be going down to York County.
Young school bears. What a cool little sign you also have there in the background. That was really awesome. All right, let's take a look at your forecast for today. We have sunny skies to start, but the clouds are building. Snow is actually going to move in as we head towards the afternoon, evening, and we'll wrap up throughout the overnight. Winds remain rather calm. So through this morning, remaining nice and clear on our radar. No snow or no rain. 31 degrees by 11 a.m. and then 33 by 2 p.m. As the clouds build, the snow will continue to arrive as we head throughout the next couple hours. We know by 8 p.m. we'll be looking at impact weather for areas of the coastline because that's where the snow can create some deteriorating road conditions if you are heading out tonight. Honestly, I don't really recommend it. We're seeing some teens up north, 20s towards the mountains as well. 30s along the coastline, areas of Rockland mid-coast coming in the low to mid 30s. So with a look at the 8-day forecast, we're going to talk about this snow because it's going to begin in the late afternoon, beginning in the mountains and accumulating as it heads towards the coastline by 7, 8 o'clock. And then throughout the evening and the overnight, it'll begin to lighten up and move out by 2 or 3 in the morning. But this will still create some pretty slick conditions, slippery roads for your Monday. Take a look at the morning lows of 16 degrees in Portland, even colder if you are going to be further inland. So expect that a lot of this snow will just be icy. You'll need to scrape it off your car by tomorrow morning. 5 degrees by your Tuesday morning, and temperatures over the next couple days until we see warmer weather on Wednesday. It's just going to be brutally pretty cold. 1 to 2 inches for most of the state, and looking at less than an inch, potentially a coating for areas of York County. You saw it on that storm tracker. Areas of York County were barely getting in on the snow. Couple flurries throughout the sky, but all that accumulation is going to be in the 95 corridor towards Lewiston and Augusta. Look at the wind chills.
The hats, not today.
No, honestly, you shouldn't have been skipping it earlier this week, and certainly not by today and tomorrow. We're actually going to see some light snow moving in, and then frigid sub-zero conditions as we head towards Monday. Good news is that right now, sunny skies across Maine, but teens and 20s throughout the state. Looking at 24 in Augusta, but 18 through Portland. Areas of Portsmouth, New Hampshire, 12 degrees in Freiburg. Your high temperatures today, not much improvement. We'll still be seeing teens up north, 20s through the mountains, and 30s along the coastline. We'll talk about your 12-hour forecast because most of the day is actually going to be really nice. 20s turn to 30s, 32 at noontime, and 33 by 2 p.m. But the clouds move in. You see the impact weather icon. It's rather late in the day, but there's still going to be some snow that I want to talk about. You'll see it here on your total storm tracker. Clouds after lunchtime, and then here's the snow now beginning to move in. 4, 5 o'clock beginning in the mountains, but quickly populating across the state towards the coastline. This will bring some slick conditions to your Monday morning commute for most of the state. We'll talk about who's going to see the most snow and what you can expect for the weather ahead. I can tell you it's going to be single digits as you head out the door tomorrow morning, Nora.
Chilly, Victoria.
We'll actually have some slick conditions throughout the evening, continuing through tomorrow morning. So 32 degrees is your high temperature. Good news is that radar is nice and clear. You'll notice the 12-hour forecast keeping us in the 20s and then the low 30s as we head throughout the next couple hours. At 2 p.m. looking at 33 degrees. And then as we head to 7, 8 p.m. impact weather is in place as many could still be out from Christmas prelude or just trying to enjoy the Sunday evening. And then we're going to be seeing some snow moving in. It's going to be pretty cold during the day no matter what you're doing. Maybe heading to the slopes, we're looking at teens and 20s along the coastline, even through Booth Bay Harbor, going to be looking at temperatures in the mid 30s. So as we head throughout the day, as I said, nice, beautiful day. Besides the cold weather, we're going to be looking pretty good, but take a look at the snow moving in 7, 8 p.m. throughout this evening, continuing quickly through the overnight and bringing light accumulation to areas of central and northern Maine. Find yourself in areas of York County, you're only going to be looking at a light coating, still some slick conditions by your Monday, but you're barely going to be looking at any snow. Take a look at the low temperature as we head through Monday morning, 16 degrees. Not much better by Tuesday, looking at 5 degrees. And then it will be a little bit warmer by Wednesday, a chance for mixing and some snow there. All right, so here's the 1 to 2 inches for most of the state. Find yourself in areas of southern Cumberland County, maybe that Lakes region, and then York County, less than an inch, closer to a coating, but still grab the ice scraper and bring it in tonight because you're not going to want to have to brush off your car and just try to open the door if it's icy. It's a disaster. And you know what? I am a culprit to that before because I've definitely left the ice scraper inside before. Taking a look at the wind chills, also very cold. Give yourself some time